Pars and Asya, the most complicated love triangle in Aşk Yarası, is not just a romance story, it is a story about fate, duty, and emotional damage. The series centers on Pars, who learns that the father he believed was gone is actually alive, forcing him into a new world of family secrets, power struggles, and a marriage he did not choose. In that setup, Asya becomes more than just a love interest. She becomes part of the emotional conflict that keeps Pars trapped between the past and the present. What makes the triangle so intense is that Pars is not simply choosing between two women. He is choosing between two versions of himself. One side is tied to his old love, Gül, and the unfinished emotions connected to her. The other side is Asya, who represents the present, the forced marriage, and a different kind of love that feels quieter but deeper. That contrast is exactly why the storyline feels so dramatic. One love is passionate and familiar, while the other is emotional, patient, and harder to ignore. This is a thematic reading based on the series' synopsis and promotional descriptions. The real pain of the triangle is that nobody fully wins. Pars is pulled in two directions. Asya's feelings are tied to a relationship built under pressure, and Gül represents the life he cannot fully leave behind. So the story becomes less about who gets the guy and more about whether love can survive secrets, obligation, and the weight of family history. That is why Aşk Yarası stands out as such a messy and emotional Turkish drama. From the very beginning, Pars' life changes completely after discovering that the father he believed was dead is actually alive. That shocking truth pulls him into a dangerous world filled with power struggles, family expectations, and emotional manipulation. But the biggest complication in his life is not the family drama. It is love. On one side, there is Gül, the woman connected to Pars' past, his memories, and the love he never truly let go of. And on the other side, there is Asya, his wife, the woman who unexpectedly becomes part of his future through circumstances neither of them fully chose. That is where the emotional chaos begins. What makes this love triangle different from typical Turkish dramas is that Pars is not simply choosing between two women. He is choosing between two different lives. Gül represents familiarity. She reminds Pars of the person he used to be before the secrets, betrayals, and responsibilities changed him forever. Whenever Pars is with Gül, you can feel the emotional history between them. There is pain, unfinished love, and the constant feeling that maybe they still belong together. But then there is Asya. At first, Asya's relationship with Pars feels complicated and even uncomfortable because it grows out of pressure and family expectations. However, over time, something changes. Asya begins to understand Pars in a way nobody else does. She sees his anger. She sees his emotional wounds. And unlike others around him, she does not run away from them. That emotional connection slowly becomes stronger than either of them expected. And this is where the series becomes heartbreaking. Because Pars clearly cares about Asya, but he also cannot fully let go of Gül. Every decision he makes ends up hurting someone. When he moves closer to Asya, the pain from his past with Gül resurfaces. But when he tries to hold on to Gül, he realizes that his bond with Asya has become impossible to ignore. That emotional tension is what keeps viewers addicted to the story. You are constantly asking yourself, who does Pars truly love? The woman connected to his past? Or the woman who understands the man he has become? And the truth is, even Pars himself does not fully know. Another reason this triangle feels so realistic is because nobody is completely innocent. Pars makes emotional mistakes. Gül struggles to accept change. And Asya often finds herself trapped in a relationship filled with uncertainty. Instead of giving viewers a simple good girl versus bad girl storyline, Aşk Yarası shows how complicated love becomes when emotions, family pressure, and timing collide. Sometimes people love each other deeply, but still cannot make each other happy. That is the tragedy of Pars and Asya. In the end, the love triangle in Aşk Yarası is not really about choosing the better person. It is about whether love can survive emotional scars, unfinished history, and impossible circumstances. Pars stands in the middle of two worlds. The love he remembers, and the love that slowly changes him. And that is exactly why fans cannot stop talking about Pars and Asya. Because their story feels emotional, messy, frustrating, and painfully real. So what do you think? Should Pars follow his heart from the past with Gul? Or should he choose the future waiting for him with Asya?